Imagine one of the world's most advanced stealth fighters, but with two engines instead of one. That's the idea behind the proposed F-55, a concept recently mentioned by President Donald Trump. According to him, this would be a super upgrade of the F-35 Lightning II, but with a twin-engine design instead of the single powerful engine used today. But is the F-55 really possible, or would it require building an entirely new fighter jet from scratch? Let's break it down in simple terms. The current F-35 Lightning II is powered by one engine, the Pratt & Whitney F-135. It produces about 43,000 pounds of thrust, making it the most powerful engine ever installed in a single-engine combat aircraft. President Trump has said he prefers twin-engine fighters because they offer a backup. If one engine fails, the second engine could bring the pilot home safely. Many older fighters like the F-15 and newer jets like Russia's Su-57 and China's J-20 use two engines. So on the surface, the F-55 sounds simple. Just add another engine, right? Not exactly. Defense experts say adding a second engine to the F-35 would not be a simple upgrade. It would require a complete redesign. The F-35's entire structure, its airframe, internal layout, flight controls, software, and stealth shaping, was designed around having one engine. The weight balance, fuel system, cooling system, and even the internal weapons bays were built with that configuration in mind. Adding another engine would mean redesigning almost everything. At that point, it wouldn't really be an upgraded F-35 anymore. It would essentially be a brand new aircraft. Now let's talk about size and performance. If you add a second engine, the aircraft would likely become larger and heavier. That brings new problems. More weight often means shorter operational range, higher fuel consumption, higher maintenance costs. One of the key goals of the F-35 program was versatility and long-range capability. Making it heavier could reduce that advantage. So while you gain engine redundancy, you may lose range and efficiency. There's also a major technical issue with one specific version, the F-35B, used by the U.S. Marine Corps. The F-35B has a special lift fan system that allows it to take off from short runways and land vertically. This system is already extremely complex. Experts say trying to add a second engine to the F-35B would be a bridge too far. The internal space and balance requirements are already incredibly tight. A twin-engine vertical landing stealth jet would require a complete engineering revolution. Then comes the question of cost. Building a new twin-engine stealth fighter would likely cost billions of dollars in research and development, and it wouldn't be quick. Designing, testing, and producing a new advanced fighter jet can take 10 to 20 years. The F-35 program itself took decades to fully mature. So the F-55 would not be a fast upgrade. It would be a long-term project competing for funding with other programs. And that brings us to budget competition. The U.S. Air Force is already working on the Next Generation Air Dominance, or NGAD program. This is expected to be an even more advanced sixth-generation fighter. If the Air Force invests heavily in NGAD, can it afford a second, new stealth fighter program at the same time? Experts question whether both projects could survive in the same budget environment, especially since they might offer overlapping capabilities. So why did the F-35 use one engine in the first place? The answer goes back to compromises. The F-35 was designed to serve three different branches: the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marine Corps. Each branch had different requirements. The final design had to balance cost, performance, weight, and compatibility across all variants. A single engine helped reduce complexity and cost while still delivering high thrust. And remember that one engine is incredibly powerful. With 43,000 pounds of thrust, the F-35 does not lack performance. Meanwhile, Lockheed Martin is focusing on upgrades that already exist in the roadmap. The Block 4 and Technology Refresh 3 improvements aim to enhance electronic warfare systems, sensors, processing power, and weapons integration. None of these include adding a second engine. The current strategy is to improve software, electronics, and survivability, not redesign the entire airframe. So what is the F-55 really? At this point, it's a proposal and a concept, not a funded program. Turning it into reality would likely mean designing a completely new aircraft that just shares a name or inspiration from the F-35. In the end, the debate comes down to philosophy. Is it better to upgrade what already works or build something entirely new with a different design approach? The future of U.S. air dominance may depend less on the number of engines and more on sensors, stealth integration, artificial intelligence, and networked warfare. Because in modern air combat, information can be just as powerful as thrust. If you enjoyed this breakdown, comment below. Would you prefer a twin-engine F-55, or should the U.S. focus fully on NGAD? And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into military aviation and defense technology.